Right guys, I'm back, ready to reassemble this engine. I've just cleaned up the bores quickly with a bit of Scotch pad. So I've cleaned that up, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean the face of the block. So I've got myself a little sanding pad and a bit of sandpaper. It's not the ideal tool, but it's what I have to work with at the moment. So I've put up my gazebo and I've got my snap-on light on charge. I'll be using that to work through the darkness. So as you can see, we're in the dark right now. So this is how I'm going to be working. I've got my snap-on light, which is a pretty good light, to be honest with you. It's not at its brightest, it's about halfway at the moment, so it does go very bright. So this is what I'm going to have to be working with right now. So all I'm trying to do now is get the pistons in, get the oil pump back on, get the sump back on, drop the engine back down onto the subframe. So yeah, so I'm going to go grab the pistons and the oil pump. Right guys, so I've got pistons in, all four are in now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the bottom end, the underneath, and I shall put the oil pump on. So I've got the big ends on. I'm just going to tighten them up now. I've got my snap-on torque wrench. Right guys, as you can see, I've got the oil pump back on, finally. That's all on together. Let's show from this end. So that's the oil pump on. So the next thing I've got to do is get the chain guide and tension knot on for the oil pump. I've also got to find a way to lock up the pump so I can tighten the nut on the front there. Not much left to do, about an hour's of work left, and I'll be inside in the warm hopefully. Oh. Right guys, so everything is on. Got my chain as well, you can't see that, any point in showing you that. So I've got my sump here, I've got my new gasket. So we're going to get the sump on now, and then once I've got the sump on, bolt the subframe back up, drop the engine down, and then that's me done for tonight. Right guys, so I've got the sump on, that's all done. Got the subframe bolted back up to the chassis and dropped the engine down onto the subframe. So so that's it. I'm going to call it a wrap tonight, and I'll be back out tomorrow morning at some point to continue the rest of it. So yeah, I'm happy. I've achieved what I set out to achieve, was just get everything on the bottom of the engine all back together, ready tomorrow to start on the top end. So yeah, really happy with that. Guys, I'll be back with another video of the top end, of the assembling all of that together tomorrow.